Sure, that's a big question, but I can answer it on a few different levels. From the beginning, I really, first of all, didn't understand what Battlestar was really. I wasn't a fan of the old show, not because I was not a fan, I just was too young really to be around when it was popular. And so I didn't really understand the magnitude and the fan base, and no one really knew, because you never know how something's going to be received. But for example, Edward James Olmos, from the first day we started filming the miniseries, he was like, "This is going to change your life." And I'm like, all right, frack it, you know, like, thank you. But I was a little, I don't know if arrogant's the right word, but definitely ignorant about the whole scene. And I also didn't know how big a part my character was going to play, because in the miniseries I had one, you know, my big scene. It was the scene I did for my audition, and I was so proud, and it didn't even make it into the final series. So then, you know, we were all waiting to find out if it was going to be renewed, and even if I didn't have a contract, so I was just crossing my fingers, and I was actually checking the message boards and the blogs to find out, because I knew no one was going to call me. I was like, they don't care about me, because, you know, they don't really need me at this point. But I was hoping that it would go, because it was really cool. I started to sense that it was something special after filming the miniseries. And then I felt like I just got lucky, because my character was supposed to die in the third episode, I think. There's all these different rumors, but you're probably familiar with the famous, like, biting the guy's ear off scene, if you remember. And I could have easily died. And actually, reading that script was scary. What I normally did was get a script, and then I just flip through and look for my character. I'm very narcissistic. Yeah, that's all I really cared about, to see how many scenes I was in. And then I saw that I got shot, and I was like, oh no, my career is over! You know, you can't help but go through this whole thing in your mind, and then it took till like the final page at the end when you see me in the hospital. I was like, oh, thank God. I can pay my rent. Yeah, so I just felt really fortunate, and I never really had big expectations, like, and I feel lucky to have kind of grown with the series that way, whereas other people who had these big contracts and were signed on for 7 years, you know, it's so hard to not let yourself get carried away. And I've done this before with other things, where like you get a role and you think, okay, this is it. Like, this is gonna be the one, and I'm gonna never have to audition again, and then, you know, it comes out on DVD and no one sees it. And it's like, oh. So I feel fortunate to have kind of grown with the series, and it was interesting though how Callie started out as, you know, innocent, and she'd like kind of just come in and save the day, and it's like, oh, there's Callie, and then after that one episode with the prisoner, things kind of went downhill. Like, we saw a side of Callie that just started to get stronger and stronger as she was in different, you know, very extreme circumstances. And I always have to wonder, like, the writing process is very organic. You like to think, or I used to think and want to think, that the writers knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly where things were going from the beginning. They had a reason for every little thing that they did. And then I read the script where it's like, I just signed up to go to dental school. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, that would have been useful information, but I don't think they had necessarily decided that. That was something that, as the show evolved, as the characters evolved, and I think as the actors evolve, you know, it's kind of a feedback loop where the writers are always listening and watching and seeing what we do with the roles and the characters and being inspired by that. So with that in mind, I'm not sure how Kelly became like a depressed psycho bitch, but I hope it didn't have to do with any of, you know, like what I was putting out there. But to be honest, I always got really good feedback from the producers, and I think they just liked the contrast of having this image of like the innocent, sweet girl and then showing this other side, which as an actor is super fun. Like I really enjoyed exploring that duality, because in life, you know, we all have different sides. Depending on where we are, what circumstances, what people we're interacting with, you know, there's different parts of us that come out in different ways. So I think it was an interesting and a strong way to show that like things aren't always, or people aren't always as they appear, and to kind of explore the humanity. So in answer to your question, I think I was really, for the most part, pretty thrilled about at least the arc up to when I died. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because I wasn't around anymore to go into the writer's room and be like, you guys, she would never say this, which I saved for very few occasions. Probably only twice did I kind of fight for something. But once I left, I felt like totally abused and not respected. I actually found out about the whole hot dog thing. The cast was on David Letterman doing the top 10. And I happened to be in New York City at the same time, so I went to visit them and got to see the show, and it was awesome. But when they were getting ready in the motorhome thing where they do their makeup, and everyone was there, Ron Moore, David Icke, Edward James Olmos, Trisha, like the whole gang, and they said, you know, your baby is hot dogs. And I'm like, hilarious, guys. Like, I've been gone for a few months, and now I just show up, and you play jokes on me, because we would play jokes on each other. That was the kind of vibe that we had. And I didn't believe them. I was like, that's hilarious. And then it took a little while, and I found out that it was true. And then I heard something about, like, saying, Aaron, the chief, saying that I smell like cabbage, or like something weird. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
What's up with that? That's so random and weird. But then, so I wasn't really into that whole part of my character, but I can't really take responsibility for what they did after. But at the end, I think she at least got some redemption. So that was good.